How is everybody doing today?
Hey John, very
Amazing.
good.
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Welcome to Real in Films. Today we're going to be talking about the film The Umbrella Men. Give me one quick second. Super extraordinary, amazing film. Just wanted to ask around the whole table, how was your experience working with the director and making this film happen?
Well, my experience with the director, kidding. No, it like honestly coming back for a second film after doing the first, we were such a tight family, and meeting and getting to know each other in the first film, we just like bonded and had this great chemistry, not only the cast but also the crew, including the director. And so coming into the second film, I feel like I was a bit nervous in a sense that like I didn't want to try and recreate the magic that it was and kind of like fall short. But from day one, regardless of like film hiccups or whatever, we came back to set, and it was just we like picked up right where we left off. And it's just such an incredible team, such incredible like humans to work with, such good energy. And so coming back a second time to do this has been so remarkable and even more magical than the first. Like the stories are amazing.
Who's
Yeah,
next?
sorry, John. No, just
It's
to add,
okay.
I think Shamila's covered it. It made it the process a lot easier because there was a shorthand, I guess. We found ourselves or found each other within the first film, and I think it just really we stepped up, and everybody came to the party. We knew exactly what was expected of us as the actors in terms of narrative. So it did made it very easy and so much fun. So much fun.
So much fun.
Yeah, it was a good experience. It was definitely different from the first movie. And we had new cast members, so they were kind of falling into what we had set up, um, which was fun. And we had to rediscover that because this is a different movie. It's a new movie. Um, but it was good. I love working with John because he does allow us freedom when it comes to um, creating our characters, and um, every scene he allows and gives room and space for us to really just explore the character and explore the scene. So even though it was quite a hectic schedule, like everything was just being shot like da 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 da, it was intense, and we moved around a lot, but we managed to figure out where we were every time.
Were there any like difficulties while filming on The Umbrella Men, the sequel?
I mean, I think with any set, I don't think there's ever a set where you're going to ask that question and they're going to be like, no, it was smooth sailing all the way.
Right.
Like filmmaking is
Yeah.
hard. And
It is.
I think we were quite ambitious also with this sequel, with the storyline. There's a lot more like action adventure going on. There were a lot bigger technical things. It was John's first time because we were scuba diving in the film. So it was John's first time directing on the water, Mateo's first time shooting on the water, our DP. So I think the technical difficulties with all of these new things that we had to experience, it came into
Hello.
play for sure. We're talking about technical difficulties on the set, John.
Technical difficulties with the director. This director.
Yes. You didn't finish it, didn't you?
So
but yeah, I think any set has difficulties, but I think that we handled it quite well, as you can see by the final product. But like I said, I don't think you'll get to any set where there's not like difficult moments or difficult days or difficult situations.
okay.
Yeah. I think it also came, John. It also came with. I think we covered all the elements. We shot in the desert. We shot in the ocean. We really covered the mileage on this film, and I think, like Shamila says, it shows on screen. We were definitely challenged. I was definitely challenged, especially the underwater stuff. But I think a
Joyride
fantastic
challenge.
team helps. Just kind of nobody panicked. Everybody was, everybody was supportive of each other's work in every department. So also big up to the crew, because like Shimole says, it was Mateo's first time, John's first time, but also the crew itself. We found ourselves on boats in the middle of the ocean and with an entire crew just like supporting us, and then having them disappear and not being shot. And then there was so many things. It was very exciting to shoot the sequel. Yeah.
That's amazing. So now that John is here, so John, how did it feel working with the whole cast? Now we have them here in person, so say good things about them.
Say good things. I'll call you afterwards and tell you the truth.
Okay.
They, as you can see, they're absolutely amazing. We're so lucky to have such great talent working on the film, and also because it's ensemble. We were saying the other day that we're so lucky that for some reason we got so many talented young actors from this community of the age of 25 to 35 who could all play in the film at this one time. And I think that's quite rare. I think we're just very lucky with our timing, to have such a great ensemble and have such great actors and fill all those roles that we wrote. Very, very lucky. These guys really are hugely talented, and very, very lucky to work with all of them. Great ensemble cast. No dramas at all. Completely professional. Work hard every day. Like I just picked up now in this conversation. Moving sand dunes, deep sea sharks, whales. Absolutely amazing. Never complained once.
Amazing. So John, what brought you to bring a sequel to the industry?
Well, just a great first film. Everyone, great response in Toronto. Internationally, we won a number of awards. Great feedback from audiences at home, and it's definitely it's working in the community and throughout South Africa. It's a chord with everybody. We also had a fantastic relationship on set. Chemistry was great between myself and all the crew, myself and the actors with each other. They were like best friends. Before these three and Jacques all kind of lived together over the 4 weeks and bonded and became great friends. And I think that's translated to the screen. And we wanted to do another one. And we thought if we could find enough storyline, and our way around that was to get the story about the ladies and put the emphasis on them, that we would keep it fresh, and why not do a sequel?
Oh, that's amazing. So I have a question for everybody. So starting with I hope I pronounce your name correctly. So starting with Bronte.
That's right.
Yes. Okay. Starting with Bronte. Around the table, how does it feel that you guys are once again being part of the Toronto International Film Festival?
Well, I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised. It's just amazing that they invited us back a second time. When we were there last year, we really could see that, the story translated and people, caught on the humor. They understood the story. They connected with the characters. So honestly, very thrilling, and we can't wait for people to see it. So, yay.
Who will go next?
No, I'm very excited to be like, this is our world premiere on Saturday, so it's the first time an audience is going to see the film, and I'm just so eager to hear and see how they receive it, because the first one went so well. Do you know what? We're storytellers from South Africa, and we're telling a form of our story in entertainment, and the fact that that story could be translated and understood, and the nuances about it just like really enjoyed by an international audience has been such a blessing. And so, we tackle some storylines in the second film that are, thought-provoking as well as entertaining. So I'm very keen to see how how the humor lands again, and how the audiences will receive it. It's such a thrilling experience to be part of such a big festival.
Yeah, also just to add to what the lady said, I think also being invited back a second time, but like consecutively, is an achievement in itself. So well done to John. I think, like he said, part one did amazingly well and it was well received in Toronto. So it only made sense to carry on and ride the wave, as it were. But also, correct me if I'm wrong, John, I think it's also the first South African or first film to get nominated, well, selected for 2 consecutive years. Am I correct?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
So that in itself is just, I think it's such a proud moment for all
Yeah.
of us. And well done to John and the producing team for, I think, just making it happen as soon as you did. Like, we hope you're writing part 3, John, right now.
Pressure's on.
I have pressures on. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I do think that it's we saw the success of the first one, so it's really an honor to be invited back to Toronto.
That's amazing. So just to continue with talking about the film, do each and one of you have like a memory that you guys had on set that you guys take to heart till this day and until the part 3 comes out?
I definitely have one. Like there was this moment in the third film, it could be manifesting. There was a moment when we were shooting the second one where Bronte and I spent so much time on the ocean floor because we were scuba diving and we were just needing to get the underwater shots, and we spent like just under an hour in one of the stints, like down at the bottom, just trying to get these swimming shots. And I think like being in that world, that's, it's basically an alien world to me, and taking direction, understanding what, like, we were communicating and just like getting each other, and relying on this tank on your back that's giving you oxygen. And I remember there was a time where we were just like, it was myself, Bronte, and the safety officer. We were just chilling, waiting for whatever was happening upstairs. And I took this moment where I looked around and I'm like, I am at the bottom of the ocean on the floor bed shooting a freaking movie. Like, how is this real? Like, nature all around me. Like, it was just such a crazy moment. And I was so present in that moment because I really took it all in. And it was almost overwhelming, but I was at work, so I couldn't get overwhelmed. But it was really special moments experiencing that.
Anyone has any other like memory of being on set?
Yeah, all of it. I think one of my favorite, I think, standout moments is it's one of the first scenes in the film, but we shot it on the final day. And it's our four heroes walking up, looking out over Burkap and talking about the future and what lies ahead for them. But I also felt that moment was so real. It was also a moment like Shumala had, where you just like, I was so present and I was like, we actually did it. We got to the last day, the final day of shoot. We're shooting this, it looks amazing. And it just felt like a full circle moment. So, I mean, in that moment, I think we cried a little, hey, John. I think we all cheered up a bit. But I mean, it just felt like we did it. We spoke about it less than a year ago, and here we are wrapping on the sequel. So that is definitely a standout moment for me. Yeah.
Amazing. Anyone else?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the whole process was fantastic. I was saying the other day with Shamila is that I came from doing indie films, low budget films, where I was like the writer director, the boom swing holder, all that kind of stuff. So for so long, I'd made such low budget movies, and so every time on this film, when we wrote it, we obviously wrote, it's an escape from a prison film, and it's a big genre, and I just, when they said to me on the day when we were going out to shoot all the scuba diving stuff, they said, oh, we've got this follow boat. We're going to have our guys in the boat, and then there's going to be a follow boat. And in my indie filmmaking head, I was like, oh, they're going to have a small canoe, and I'm going to be on the canoe. I'm going to be holding Mateo, and Mateo's going to be there. And then, and then we got there, and there's this beautiful, big, massive raft, this like flat raft, this massive space with a crane in the middle of it, and like 15 crew members with Frog Squad and diving gear. And I was like, oh, God, I can't believe this. I was pinching myself. I was like, I can't believe we have these things now. It's so much fun. We're actually making movies. So every day on that, we went to the sand dunes, and there was somebody to pick us up, to drive us to the sand dunes. You know, before I'd be driving my car, Mateo shooting out the side window. Now there's guys pick us up in golf carts to drive us, transport us to the dunes to shoot. You know, so that is a real benefit about doing a sequel. And I think, one, there was a lot of things we had, which are fantastic. Two, just more toys, more fun, and longer to shoot. And yeah, just so much fun doing that genre. So can't wait to finally get ourselves into thinking about the third one, if that happens. We've really got to see how well it does in Toronto and locally. And if the local audiences love it, and we can create a real audience, we'll definitely do 3, and hopefully there'll be more toys and, I don't know, more flying to places. I hope so.
That's amazing. So how about you, Bronte? Do you have a memory?
Man, the whole shoot for me was really amazing and a dream come true, because like getting to act and scuba dive was amazing for me, because I love the ocean, and I'd never scuba dived before, but we did it on this film, and so we got to explore the underwater life there while we're shooting. I mean, who gets to do that? Who gets to go on a speedboat and just have the thrill of your life, because it's going so fast on the water? That was another scene that we shot, where we speed away on the speedboat, climbing up a tower at a prison site. It was really, really cool. I got to just live my dream of being Lara Croft and get to dress all black and be a super spy and just go rescue the guys. It was really cool. So I mean, there were lots of those moments for me where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm shooting a movie, and I'm kind of a big deal in this movie, like crazy, like it was really cool. There was one time when we shot in Simonstown, on the naval base. We were doing the bunker scenes there, and I just had this moment where I was like, oh my gosh, because my dad was in the Navy. I was like, oh my gosh, my dad probably was like marching here and like doing his Navy stuff, and here I am shooting a movie, and now it's going to Toronto, getting shown all over the world. It's pretty surreal. So yeah, very cool.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I have one final question for each one of you. Let's see if each one of you can answer differently, like that we can give that essence of what's coming up for everybody on the premiere of the film. Can each and one of you give us a little hint of what the audience will expect of this sequel?
Girl power.
Yes, I was about to say girl power.
Girl power all the way. Girl power, action, and adventure.
That's amazing.
That's and amazing. Comedy. We make it funny, and we find the humor in it.
Also, you might or might not see our director do a cameo, make a bit of a cameo.
Oh, did that make the film?
Didn't make the film.
Didn't make the film. Damn
it! Damn it! Do I have to see the director's cut?
It was bad. I was so brutal with some of the other scenes, and friends of Shamila's and people that acted in the film that have lost whole scenes and are really good actors, and they're out. So my kind of performance was okay. And I thought there's no ways I can cut people out and put my dodgy performance as the chef in the film. People just go like, no, dude, that's not cool. So I was very harsh on myself, and I was like, no, that's not. But from my side, I think I hope that the people love the first film, and anyone that hasn't seen the first film, that they watch the second film and they go, they love these characters. They really can respond to these characters in the film. The girls, yes, I hope the young girls are watching, Keisha and Mila. kicking ass on this film. I just think it's beautiful for young South Africans watching to be inspired by this. That's what I hope. I hope we grow the audience and they love the second film more than they did the first film.
That's amazing. So, I hope that everybody that is watching us or in the future listening to this as well enjoy the film in TIFF, or the Toronto International Film Festival. Thank you all for giving us the time to talk about The Umbrella Man, and I super excited for everybody that's about to watch it this Saturday.
Thank you, John.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much,
much.
Thank you so
guys.
much,
Yeah.
John.
No, thank you all.